That's a nade for Alex here. So some dunk nades. CT side Cloud9 have been operating with these nades quite proficiently. S-Attack buys nothing. Oh, there you go. Kevlar out of spawn. I was about to start theory crafting that one.
Yeah, I can't blame you.
They're taking some pot shots through middle here.
Yeah, and they'll be able to get info, but they are running up on this Xbox smoke and tapped away at. S-Attack does get 2 players down to 50. So those are very successful bullets and not to be snuffed at.
All right, well, they're up short. So they've drawn the eyes of Alex, and he's looked away. Under pressure now.
He's lost Zeppa as well. Needs Nafany. Bomb loose. That's a good way to slow them down. He's hit a great shot. Pit no longer a threat, but from above is Axile. He's landed a good goosh. Alex and S-Attack with 4 points of health between the 2 players left. And there is 2 from the T side. They can turn this around. This could be the 2v4. Floppy, a crucial headshot. They have the bomb. This is where things slow down.
They knew where Shiro was. He could be anywhere now. Coming fast up, Cat gets 2 fights. They're both ready.
Yeah, take the fight together. This should be setting themselves up for success. He's isolated Mezzy, and now a fair chance, a fair one-on-one. The bomb has to be planted. Shiro, here's the reload. He knows the repeat's coming. Floppy being played with. Shiro toying with his food. He's opting for CT, and he's got 45 seconds. The bomb is up short. So now Floppy, unfortunately, he just has to fight. He won't be able to play the long game. And now peeking into Shiro. Gambit will steal it away. Another clutch for the hero of the hour. Gambit deliver.
It's felt like Shiro's been kept pretty quiet in these clutch situations. You know, ever since Katowice, where he had like that pop-off stat line, his clutches don't feel as plentiful. They still happen. So here is a huge one to take on the 3rd map. Shiro with the P250. That's what it's designed to do. Gets it done.
Isolating all of those. Like just his movement, isolating onto Mezzy. Complete, like they were trying to partner up, and no, he's not done. He is not done. He's cut them down to size. He even tags another.
They're going to keep peeking him as well. How many more tags is this kid going to get?
Oh, lordy. Well, that's a big early disadvantage, and I can't believe I'm saying it. It's actually worse than it looks. They have long. Cloud9 have no info long, and if you want to take it, you're going to be peeking into rifles and scouts. Like,
okay.
Oh, this is not boding well.
No, it's a bit of a different start,
This is the least threatening second-round force buy I've seen in some time.
Normally, you're walking around, all the scout tags,
scary,
the
watch out!
Have a flash. Okay, 2 guys are dead, territory's taken, Shiro killed a guy through the doors, and Cloud9 probably want to hold on to what they upgraded into. So that one happened quick. They're in the site, the bomb will be going on down, Hobbit's still in T-spawn, there will be no flank coming in, and the pistols are even being scavenged right now, so this is a much better start from Gambit. Now, this was one of the games where if you are Cloud9, you are going to need to be a Gambit or a Furia if you want to go top 3 in this group. And not going to be any easy feat. They already lost to Na'Vi. So the biggest scout eludes them. And Hobbit, he's actually locking the door over towards B right now. Axial's rotated over towards spawn. Shiro in CT. Nafany up through the lower tunnels. Corralling and pinning Cloud9 down here. More utility being lobbed on out. Pressure applied. They want to take these guns away. How many bodies will they throw at this? Shiro with another flash. He's found one, and that's a shot and a half from Shiro.
Nice, Shiro. Take a chill pill, dog. Oh, and Nafany will hunt, and he's going to get them both. Nothing to be saved, nothing to be celebrated. Cloud9 venture into the salt mines for round 2.
Okay, well, the rough start there. Cloud9 losing everything means the 3rd should be a freebie. Gambit can make this one nice and quick if they like.
Spawn for Shiro on long. After the shots he's been hitting and the weapon he has, it'd be weird not to see him take something. He's actually looking towards mid. Maybe he'll just be doing his due diligence there instead.
Yeah, he wants to stay away from the stack of the CTs, which currently are being boosted up towards short. That is where Hobbit is heading. Hobbit, how many do you have for us, my friend? Molly's deep. 2 are ahead of it, maybe 3.
Slight element of surprise then onto Hobbit.
Oh, Dinks.
He's not dead, though. Those USPs are being held at bay. Zeppa tries to force the issue, and the round's already over.
We can thank Cloud9 for making that one quick. 1:30 left on the clock when that one's finished on off.
They still had all their nades.
And now the gun rounds start. So this is the kind of pace we're looking for. Up next, we have Furia versus Na'Vi, and I think Furia are going to do their best to keep that pace going. Don't miss that one. Middle of your Saturday. Floppy, secondary AWPing Dust2 as well. S-Tag with the primary. And Zeppa with the long spawn. How will Cloud9 work to contain here? 2 defuse kits in the mix. Plenty of utility to work with. And the bonus round from Gambit.
Somebody take the scout out of Shiro's hand. The dude has not had to rebuy, and your T-side scoping presence is going to have lots of funds. It's the CT AWP that's filled the feed, though.
Nice from Floppy. Nice, a bit of a freebie, right? There was no conviction behind that. Just gets the kill, dips away, and sets them up with a lovely 4v5.
Definitely considering the CT smoke. And it would certainly put Mezzi on notice. He's got Esatag in support, does pull a player off A. Bomb's on its way. CT is smoked. And off they go. Mezzi spotted on the doors. They know where they are. And it was a chance for Floppy. He does pull the trigger onto Inters. Instantly traded, but as Mezzi finds the mid lurk, he does get a great deal of power to contain B.
It's hard to retake.
It is certainly. But with just the two of them, Shiro, Axile, now currently actively one ready. Shiro just going to be playing safe on bricks. This retake from Cloud9 has to be well executed.
Axel's going to push. Oh,
Thought about it. Flash is being caught now. Shiro trying to provide some support. Multiple frags to be found. Mezzi with one, Mezzi with two. That's the B defender, putting a lot of frags on the board, 3 in total.
Yeah, combined with Floppy there for the full set. So the B defense gets it done. Floppy gets his secondary AWP saved by Zeppa, and Cloud9 get their first round on the board. Threatening stuff. We know how much these CIS teams have been loving the mid to B splits, the B pressure with those executes. So Cloud9 will be tested time and time again over towards this bomb site. It's a great start there from Floppy. Even better from Mezzi here. Yeah. And I worried a lot, right? I really worried about them losing this whole retake situation because 2v4, look, it's not easy, but it was Axel and Shiro. So they dealt with the two biggest names.
Smile on the face of Mezzi. Good signs.
4-man A-Lean. Boost and short.
Shiro taking a look.
Ah, he's been watching the demo, Shiro. Knows they like the blue bin.
Just holding that cross instead of anything more active.
Yeah, we've watched it a bunch of times with Zeppa or Alex with good spawns push up there. So see if that plays into the game as we continue. Has a tag. Real chance for one here.
And if you're the lower dark on the default, this is a shot you are so vulnerable to.
Oh.
Wow, that hurts.
Skittled him.
Perfect play from Cloud9. Those nades have found their target. Nafany, his ears are ringing. 8 HP, and he's got a boatload of util he's going to be looking to drop without going down.
It's all unconfirmed damage. That is a little bit of a problem here. So many Molotovs and smokes. Yeah, look at all the smokes and Molotovs left from Gambit for this execute, though. We've got 4 players on Cat. Nafany will deal with late long. Zeppa flashed in, calls that clear. They can be on high alert towards Cat and mid to B now.
Yeah. Short is such a threat right now. Esatag yet to have an impactful round on the AWP. And CT setups, holding A. This is a good chance for him to demonstrate his value.
Segregated.
Certainly are, pushing forward. Flame, bullets, one dropped. Esatag provides. Turns the flash. Good pressure. Him and Alex are keeping him away.
Another molly.
And just through the gap, great spray control. Inters can open up the account. A double. Need that from Zeppa. Quickly found, but the bomb's gone down. That's in CT control now. This is a disaster for Gambit. The CTs have the bomb. There's 15 seconds. How are you supposed to retrieve it? Shiro's trying to solve the mystery. Here he comes. Throw it up as best you can. Strong arms. It's Nafany that goes down, and Shiro can't save it now. Great play. Mezzi's read it like a book.
Shiro will even get away with the save here. Oh, he's hanging around. Shiro, you brave, brave boy. Gets to keep the AWP after time, but that is a great second round there from Cloud9. And if their molly landed, that second one thrown to that bridge position, it didn't start burning. It actually got extinguished. Could have been a much cleaner situation. So Gambit doing some financial damage. Keeping Cloud9 honest. This is the bridge kills from Inters, right? That molly you can see extinguished just behind him there. And they did a lot with a very little there. Gambit just stood and fought, using the one-ways over the top of that smoke. Now, there was issues with Cloud9 stringing rounds together in consecutive fashion over on Vertigo. Here, they've done that in the early stages of Dust2. Timeout from Gambit to talk their options over. Have an AWP because it's saved. But all that early nade damage, I think that really helped. If you execute short like that and you get slowed down by Molotovs, it makes an already rough situation even rougher. Having to worry about your HP and not just the headshots. Be in the back of your mind, maybe make you over-peak. But the guns are out. And we're back underway. Shiro, he sees nothing cross. The smoke is very, very late.
Cloud9 leaning 3 long early. We talked about the tests for Mezzi and his B defense. This time, not going to be seeing too much of that early from Gambit. This is off the back of a timeout as well, so do consider this is Nafany putting a bit more consideration into how he wants to set up. He heard Alex's late rotate. Exile elevated on that taxi for the long hold. There is a potential for Esatag here.
This is a really good line from Esatag to hold. It's a lot of info, And they're clearly playing retake A right now, so they're hoping for a mid to B split. Gambit can thread the needle if they just go for an A execute. It was close in the previous, maybe inspired to do the same here, but ESL will rotate back on over. So we're in more of a standard setup right now, just without that swingman in CT spawn. So they have to dissuade them from taking A. You need to flush them through for a mid to B. And maybe they've done enough.
Potentially. Gambit will throw out their mid smokes. And Inters might even full commit to try and sell this as best he can.
Oh, it is a fake.
Towards A though. ESL drops a great incendiary.
How's he got one?
That duel. How does he get that so free? ESL needs more. Finds Hobbit. Bombs on its way to A. Any repeak is going to be overwatched by Shiro's AWP. Oh, he's so flashed. Even hits jump. He could have been dead.
Long's coming now.
Zeppa provides. Zeppa won't find another. Axel Long. That's the threat. 2-on-2. ESL is under so much scrutiny. The flash too good. Mezzi, the B defender, coming up short with a degree of pace to him. And the bomb being planted safe from short. Opts for Long. Maybe Axel gets caught off here. When does he hit walk?
Still back turn. Timing.
Oh, just in time for the first. Now, unfortunately, against an AWPer, he will be second-guessing this advance. He hasn't got time to faff around with this, though.
Sight.
So he's planted in sight. Shiro's opted for short. He'll be able to take that shot. And if he gets across, I mean, if Shiro was to miss this shot, if Mezzi successfully baits it.
Oh, what a shot from Shiro. Absolutely denied. Okay, back down to Squalor. Go Cloud9. Money in the bin. It's going to be a rough CT side for them, especially if the rounds go in this kind of a fashion.
Yeah, they're just looking through the various leaflets they got through the mail, hoping to paper cut them to death or something.
Well, this is the thing, right? Normally we talk about this and, oh, okay, yeah, they've lost the bomb site, saved 2 rifles. Oh, they lost B, saved 3 rifles. In this situation, 1-on-2, worth a crack. Mezzi makes the most of it, and that's where you really...
Oh.
All right.
Floppy POV, 10 HP B hold.
Yeah, no smoke, no hope.
Yeah, that's no fun for him, no doubt about it. And all that Inters has to do, he does definitely seem to be given a lot of the fun roles, does Inters. It's he was selling the mid B there, commits into Floppy. Now he just gets to finish off the job of Shiro. And early CT aggression is perhaps not being considered. I say that. Of course, Axel's in the perfect scenario for an easy freebie.
Did someone just flash? Did they try and...
They weren't flash pushing. I think he was just jumping to check the corner.
I thought I saw a trajectory of a nade or something there.
Maybe.
I'm a bit perplexed in that whole situation, but regardless, just these pistols, not a big deal. Oh, that's clean from Inters, isn't it? 1 and 2.
Satisfying.
One more to find. ESL gets a kill. Nafany falls. Tries a bit of a sketchy spray from range.
Where were you when ESL pulled off?
1v5?
The 1v5 USB round. Jumps down for another.
All right.
As long as a possibility, and Axel will end that dream before it gets just a little too realistic. Gambit 5 though, and that's his T-side Dust2, third map of the series. It's time to see if there's going to be a gun round response from Cloud9. So diligent with a lot of the calls so far out of Gambit. Faking something, always making sure those CTs second guess what the assumption is that's made by Cloud9. We're off. 2 down suicide. Shiro looking to once again inflict pain and suffering on the B defenders through the cross. No one there.
They're so quick on this mid to B. Look how much territory Nafany's going to have.
Oh dear.
Smoke and go. They can explode on this.
They really can. The bomb's coming through T-spawn. It's only going to be Mezzi and Floppy. How do you support them? How do you stop this? It's so fast. Nafany shuts down Mezzi. The double peek, a good chance. Floppy squanders.
It should be a save.
It should be a save, especially now they've lost Zeppa. Alex gets a frag. They know Axel's top mid, but the bomb's into B. If Alex can play spoiler, I mean, it seems like he wants to contest this. Oh dear.
Oh, it's doable now.
Yeah, but Alex can actually completely ruin it. Does he check it? It's Inters! 1-on-1 now. ESL, they know where he was. And there's so much time. Element of surprise from Tunnels. Inters is not considering it just yet. A fake. ESL crawls in. It's a safe plan from Tunnels. Inters will be pre-aiming it on the way back. Oh, info. And a slightest of chances into the elbow. Finishes off Alex's initial work. Cloud9 down to the wire, but this time it comes up blue.
All looked so good, didn't it? I think the fact that they get out mid to B, they use the CT smoke against them, almost enough to get them that round. But the smoke on doors to delay the mid to B, just how jarring they made it. And then wherever ESL found that kill, not quite sure where he had that kill, the one before going for the retake, really enabled it. Because Alex, as soon as that bomb's going down, gets a chance to isolate a one-on-one fight. Here it is. So Axial just took down Zappa, and then ESL traded out that. Alex gets a chance to isolate a one-on-one, goes for the planter, denies that 40 seconds starting, and puts all the pressure on Inters.
I will say as well, if Alex didn't connect, as he, you know, he say 1.5, that half enabled that shot. Could have very easily been a wing clip. Could have been Inters aware of the position, time now on his side. It could have been such a different scenario. Gambit tested though.
Second timeout within the first 8 rounds of play here, so they're looking a bit stressed over there. Nafany with a lot to say, because they've had advantages in a lot of these situations. The calling has been on point. They will be buying in, can make this one work. No problems there. Cloud9 need to start stringing together a couple of rounds, build a bit of a bank here. You can see they're operating with very little residual cash. It's just floppy.
Can't afford to let this one slip.
With the AWP at long, has a chance, stands in the molly. No repeat coming on in, so he's burnt on down to 52. Cloud9 now know that there is an AWP on the board on the other side. They're actually going for a retake of short here with 3 rifles, so this will help them fight either against a mid to B or deny short control. ESL ready to set them up with this flash. Cleared at 125. Gambit are in no rush this round. Very slow stuff from them.
I feel like it might be the impatience or their hunger to find a kill. If it's not as, you know, as ironed out as the way Gambit have been finding that mid-round aggressions, it always feels like it's more accounted for, it's more prepared.
Well, they don't want to be executed on here, so Cloud9 are really desperately looking to get a kill. And
yeah, here we go.
Apple cart.
Nafany's anti-flash though, so actually, if anything, it's Alex that's lost his vision. Oh no, this feels bad. Alex agrees. He's just going to get the hell out of dodge after that one. Not willing to contest. And they are going to be taking long now. Zeppa, as that smoke fades, he'll be dropping the incendiary. Maybe he won't. Knocked down to 38 and knocked off his perch. They take long. No resistance whatsoever. This spells trouble. And now a double kill for Axel's on the cards. He's got them both. An uncharacteristic miss from ESL. This is a slight chance. It's not enough. Mezzi would need another. A weapon upgrade, but the bomb to be planted floppy from the same position. No elements of surprise here. Flashbangs, not to be, and it looks like the call has been made. Save what you can. Yeah. Gambit back on the board.
Have to save in this one as well. Cloud9 need to be working with something in the next round, and otherwise it would only be the, what was it, 1900 loss bonus. So they're still at the bottom of the barrel. It's really difficult for them to get anything established here with this flow of rounds and how many players are staying alive at the end of the ones they do win. I get what Cloud9 were going for there. Like, it was pretty clear that they want to make sure they don't get executed on short. That's why they were putting so many resources. They used 2 flashes, a couple Molotovs.
Smoke, incendiary.
Yeah, they really wanted to deny that. Gambit come out on top. 6 for them now.
I do think Axel, a bit of an unsung hero as well for Gambit. So far in this series, his T-side impact frags. I mean, this one, of course, was by virtue of a miss, but he's very, very aware of what he can contribute, gets the most out of his life more often than not. And 12 frags, yeah, that's indicative of a good success so far. Well, Cloud9, they do reach behind the back of the sofa and pull out some scouts, MP9s, Deagle, and the double M4.
Fast long.
That's why you save. Let's see if they can make it count.
Just one. They're going out fast cat here.
Really could hurt. They're charging towards A. You need info on long. And Nafany's going to take so much more than info. He's found bloodshed. Axel provides as well.
Oh, this one done.
And the 2 B defenders, the 2 save of the last, are now doing it again. 70 rounds is a pretty damn good haul.
When you have that call as Gambit, it's like Nafany's like, yeah, all right, throw the long nades, I'll go out, I'll keep him busy. He gets 2 kills right there. He glued 2 of the players to that long position while 3 just team up Cat. And Cloud9, without any AWPs, just that scout to operate with, they can't offer any resistance.
It's very Dust2, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's one of the things. If you can use those type of spawns and you can get that space, you can do it on momentum and pacing alone. It doesn't work like that on a lot of maps. Floppy gets 1, denied it immediately, and that's a rifle on the deck. Cloud9, Oh, it is going to be a long eco.
Ian Shearer's just staring at this as well, like, they know exactly where I am. If I'm Mezzy, I am sketched out. I'm now vulnerable to a potential AWP. If I walk through the smoke, I've got inters to deal with, and yeah, not a single penny to be saved.
This might become the next step in the meta of Counter-Strike, right? Because we know so many teams save on the CT side. We know that Ts are getting into bomb sites, keeping like 4 players alive after they trade efficiently. The next thing might come, how efficiently can we start to chase, right? Like, because you need to have a lot of communication. This is clear, they can't be here, they couldn't have pipped the gap. That's really important when chasing because you don't want to get somebody coming through and going for a 1v1 and defusing.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So maybe the next thing, because Gambit have shown in this game already, they want to chase and take rifles away. They did it against an anti-eco or a force spy, and they did it here against a rifle round. So if they continue to do that and strip guns from Cloud9, run into
so
B.
late. The nades are so late.
Nafany, the entry fragger.
It's the USP. Go on, Floppy. Oh, wow. Actually, some Cloud9 frags are happening. Ness attacks provided another. It's only Shiro cocking his weapon. He knows where Floppy is. A dink, and it's a double dink.
Sorry,
Cloud9 have turned an anti-eco on its head. What?
There was a kill mid. I could see that one on the radar, but that all happened at once. That was just stereo kills all across the map.
Yeah, I'd take a timeout too. The third timeout taken.
They just lost fights. Like that's all that comes down to there. If any of the duels look like Shiro's AK spam at the tail end there, that explains what just happened.
But that's unforeseen. I mean, I haven't seen Gambit concede around like that this series.
No, that is very, very odd. And they're going to take their third timeout here.
Oh.
So even though the scoreline is in their favor, I think that things are going wrong in the camp right now.
Dude, especially considering what that's given Cloud9. Like, you've now got
Here we go.
an extra round. This is the duel.
Oh, okay, immediately. So where was Alex during all of that mess? Was he pushing long? Was he mid-doors?
Floppy lands a double dink on this failed spray. Doof. Dynamic.
Because Nafany got the opening kill, then he was traded. Look at the smile on Zeppa's face.
Well, if there's one round Cloud9 can win, it's the eco rounds.
Cheeky one,
We've learned that many times
right,
over the course of their series so far. Let's see if they can do it with the advantage, though, or at least the weapons. Let's see. Hobbit's out long. Previously, Nafany caused so much death and destruction and despair. Spots him. Nade. He's going to be so low. 29 HP. He should be dead, Chad, but they're going mid-B. And Floppy are pushing. They've both pushed B.
Alex!
Oh, and he doesn't even win the duel. It's traded at least, but the bomb.
Oh,
the bomb has been spotted. This is a chaotic round. They're going to get flanked if they're not careful. And from behind, Axile finds the impact. What is going on?
Oh, the pace again, right? Throw all those nades at long, force Cloud9 to focus on in, find a gap, exploit the gap.
Oh, I mean, like, as the B defenders, for that moment, there was like a 5-second window where you're like, the round's done, lads. Bombs T spawn. Then we could they? Oh, yes, they can. Yes, they can. Straight up mid. Barely releasing W from the spawn, from the release.
Hesitation. None at all. Right there, no hesitation coming out from Gambit. Well, they've been able to convert these gun rounds. Like, it seems easily, right? It's just a couple kills. We can see how the tables turn, and it's like, okay, well, they have to save. This time, they're not hunting. This time, they're going to be holding on to their guns. And Gambit are going to get their 8. So they've won the half here. It's just a question of how much more punishment they can put down on Cloud9. I'm not sure what you're meant to do if you're Cloud9 in that situation, right? Because you focus long. You even lose an opening kill there. I don't think that even matters because 3 players were still focused in on that position. So here it is. They really want to clear out long. You know, they can see it, they're not out. Alex is just going to try and get that freebie of a kill. Hobbit steals it away. Eventually traded, but meanwhile, this is a minute 27 on the clock, and Axile is on the platform in B.
Yeah, a bit of a role reversal there.
They didn't let go of W. That was so quick. And this is some of the things, right? When you're versing an AWP on the other side that you aren't scared of picking mid, then you're just going to run it. You're just going to run that gauntlet. What are you afraid of? No AWP is going to pick you. Why the hell not?
You know, Chad, it's the first day of spring today.
Congratulations. We made it.
We got through winter. The sun plans to be out next week. Hope you get your vitamin D. I will. Now, Cloud9 in pursuit of just a couple more rounds. 3 more to be played. First half of our third. And we aren't going to be seeing any more Gambit pace, at least not off the break. Anyone that dares challenge middle, has to face Shiro's AWP, who's been trained on it for some time. Very standard stuff so far. You can see this is all part of the Gambit playbook. Hobbit taking space short.
These short executes have been a bit of a problem, right? You saw the one way before with the smoke on top of Elevator. They did win the round Cloud9. But I think that Gambit are very threatening in a position like this. The utility, it's okay to defend against. And they could easily fake out C9 with this one. Just Nafany all alone, dropping spawn.
Straight down CT for the wrap. This is a B split.
Cut off rotations.
Mezzi's done well to drop the smoke. It will probably funnel them in just a little bit. Eats the flash. Alex is gone, but Floppy and Mezzi standing strong. It's a no-scope. He's so vulnerable. Need a trade from Mezzi. Can't find it, and there goes the round. There goes their hopes.
They have to save. I know they want to go for this. I know they want to look in, but there's still so many more rounds to think about in this first half. They're chasing.
It's so good. Good find. He'll get one. But, like, can we just recap? Can I hear it in Chad's articulation as to what they just hit Cloud9 with? Because that felt so isolating for the B players.
Well, we've already seen them go for that A execute before, right? So when they go for that same set piece, they're going to keep those feet planted on A, trying to hide from the Molotovs and the flashes. And as they drop on down, if Nafany takes contact, then you have players swing out mid doors, you isolate the CT rotate player, you get a kill. If you find nobody, you know that there's 3 players playing over towards A. They have to rotate in through spawn. That is the quickest point to get over towards B. And that means the B defenders, as soon as they know that's a possibility, are on an island. You're both on the site, you're completely isolated. You need to defend against upper tunnels and the Marauders running up middle, up the hill, charging towards your position. They don't even have to worry about spawn, right? So they're not even worried about getting spammed in the back. That's normally the biggest issue for a mid to be. And here they just pull it off with ease. Get themselves 9. And this is it. Nafany just can defend this position. Alex is running through gray screen. Yeah. What is he meant to do?
And you can see how, like, the way they position themselves. Floppy had no info on that. Like, he in his mind, there was no one else. Of course, Hobbit lurks on the smoke. He has to turn his attention into the site. And Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Gambit have 9. Spotty. CT rounds again. You saw this victim. Same one on Cloud9 on Vertigo. Just spotty CT rounds. Never get a chance to get the ball rolling. The snowball never becomes an avalanche. It is just, well, a ball of water.
Good team play right now from Gambit. You saw the scores on the doors there. Most of the players with 60 ADR plus. I think it was like 70 ADR plus on most of them. So getting it done. They've taken so many timeouts considering they've only lost 4 rounds, right? It's wild that Gambit have taken 3 timeouts in this first half and are only down 4. Well, they're not even down 4. The scoreline 9-4. And Nafany's still with his bloody hand on his forehead. Stressed out. Want to get this one closed. Want to get this one done.
Oh, Chiro hasn't tagged anyone. I'm not going to speak too soon.
Ooh, they're trying to go for a risky maneuver here. You have to be careful.
Double flash, and they smoke the doors on the hinge. Hobbit can safely mantle up. They're going long pincer. Zeppa to be tested, and it's had a very quiet game so far.
ADR, yeah. This smoke's not going to do anything.
Oh, and Axel's ready for the elevated position. Nonsense. Zeppa learning some harsh lessons here on European soil. They want to retake short. The molly's good. That will force Hobbit out, and that's a free frag. 4v4. They swing up. Floppy provides. Esatag needs more. They haven't crossed. He has that info with conviction. 60 seconds, make it 70 on the clock. And they are fully committed to long. They got Mezzi as the catch-all for the B rotate. He'll be tucked in there, and so it will just be a 2-on-3 for this A take. To cut noise, Nafany might try and sell something funky with all of his util still on his back.
Even just walking up Cat is a massive problem. It's going to turn Esatag, and if he doesn't turn, he's about to get destroyed.
Oh, the timing could not have been worse. Oh, and Nafany takes them both off because they were so focused on the potential.
Oh,
it's a good shot from Mezzi.
Still have to plant the bomb.
Yeah, but the bomb's across, and that's the issue. He was hoping and praying he'd see the bomb try and get thrown across or something of that ilk. Instead, he's smoked off. 1-on-2. Disaster has struck again for Cloud9.
I think he may as well give it a crack. I know I've been saying save for the last couple, but
yeah, I mean, unless
decent looking. There's a kit in front of him.
Give it a go. AK-47 tempting as well. I think that's too tempting of an option. So he'll be bringing that into the last. They do have nothing in reserve. Max loss bonus is not unlocked.
Right, well, 10-4. I don't know. It's so hard to call this, right? Because map 1, we saw what happens after a blowout first half. Map 2, with the blowout first half, we held our breath and almost passed out. Now, map 3, another great first half here from Gambit. It's about how can they continue this momentum? I'm sure they've been rattled and woken up after the overpass loss. huge shot there from Nafany onto the second.
They're nuts.
You're not going to be happy with
They're
that one there.
nuts.
So here we go. The buy is out. Scout again for ESL. A couple of Famuses in the mix. MP9. Double AWPs. May as well splash the cash. Nafany posted up mid. Allows Shiro to pick. Shiro doesn't hit the shot. Cloud9 have been chasing their tail on their CT side. Just the pace changes from Gambit. They can be threatening everywhere. Long, short, fast mid to Bs, B splits, whatever. They've done it. Cloud9 have no idea what's going to get thrown their way. And Gambit just put the brakes on for this final round of play, waiting to see if there is any aggression across the map. They're even flashing themselves back into bedroom. Not taking any risks here. Tag a second too short on that shot. Smoke goes up. Short control will be taken. Hubbard clean and easy. Alex is going to push through this. Smoke drops. He's actually going to go through it into Inters.
And that's a crucial frag to have found. Famas wins out the element of surprise and now channels them into the A site. Yes, a tag. Only the scout, but it is the tag. Nafany, however, once again with impact, takes down Floppy and tags up ESL. He'll punish the hunt. Bomb on Shiro's back to plant.
Oh, Nafany.
Yeah, he's found
just
another.
Feeling himself.
Just elevates at the perfect time, catches Alex up the ramp, and Seppas is next to victim. What a shot from Nafany!
Give him the ace.
Give him the ace. He'll take it by force. He's looking for Mezzi. Element of surprise, though, as he drops in. Can't adjust in time. Gambit, steal an 11th. Nafany is nuts. And Gambit are just 5 rounds away from picking up the first against Cloud9.
For Cloud9 breakthrough, definitely need time together as a team. It's a big learning experience for us, and now ESL is opting. We need a little more time with him, and hopefully in time together as a team, and no rule changes need to happen. I think we can
Gambit versus Cloud9. To separate them requires the final half of our final map. Dust2 to play it out. Pretty competitive first half, all things considered. However, Gambit pulling across the line. Multi-kills coming out of their ears. T-side for Cloud9, definitely up against it now. I'm Machine, I've got Sponge with me.
I think we might see some aggression here. 5 sets of Kevlar out of Gambit. Might want to take a couple of fights early if that's their game plan. Well, there's a fight. ESL already been partially gooshed. The 1x bet dots at the top of your screen flip back in Gambit's favor. 2 smokes, bunch of flashes. Few options here for Cloud9, but the fact they don't have long control means it can't just be that set piece. Look who's tucked in towards the back of pit. Axial all the way mid to B with these type of smokes is always possible. Late Xbox, there's still a lot of options. They are just waiting for some CT-sided aggression. I thought we were going to get it too. Swinging out mid-late, Shiro spots a couple. How do you push it back?
Yeah, they have to take fights eventually. He does opt for a fresh clip, and they are up mid now. Shiro's got multiple targets, and he spots the bomb top mid. So 3 CTs A, 2 to B. Full control of short, and yet to throw their nades.
Here comes the smokes. Alex is lining up something. It's a fake. Floppy's going to try and go mid to A.
The CTs aren't biting. CTs aren't biting at all. They're all in the right place. The flash does actually catch them. No chance for Hobbit. Does just as his vision's restored. Blow the head off of Zeppa. And there's 2 CTs for Floppy to contend with on long. ESL so tucked into CT. Their after-plan positions are so good. Hobbit wants info. And Floppy's ready. Big find from him. Shiro keeps it competitive though. And Floppy just staying alive is crucial. He knows Axal's now busy.
Not planted for Floppy at all.
Axal, the only man left, and well, he's very disconnected. Doesn't really have the time for this one either, so Cloud9 do seem to have pulled this one across the line. Just like that.
Interesting how they strung out so many fights there, and you could even see the set piece from Cloud9. It all was predicated on getting that cat control, making sure they could set those flashes up onto the site, bouncing over the lip to make sure that the players mid-long were blind. And that was great. Axial will hold on to his Kevlar. I've seen him buy into a Famis on a couple of these force buys we've seen over the last few days. Let's see if he does that again. Because, of course, Gambit with the 11 in the first half, happy to purchase in. Axial onto a scout. Now, you didn't think the one from Cloud9 in the first half was too deadly. Let's see if Gambit can make it feel any more threatening.
It felt very flat. Let's see if they can make the second round hurt and feel as threatening as we try and big it up to be here in the cast. Exile's given a chance to try and find ESL in the mid-doors scout battle.
Just pestering here, isn't he? Flash over. They're coming through lower tunnels. He's got players on short to deal with that, though.
He had players on short. They've abandoned him. Shiro's, in fact, joined him.
Ooh.
Trying to spring their trap. Oh, Shiro's timing. He's pushed up to close to the doors, baited in by Axile. B is a vulnerability. The smoke lands from Inters, though. They are channeling them into the right side of the map. Here they go. Start their swing. No one home. Nafany trying to hit shots and not even trying, doing another opportunity. Mezzy just about has his vision restored. ESL vulnerable, lands a quick tag and unable to finish the job.
Zeppa needs to be careful here. There's still one long. He's very wide on A ramp right now. They've tucked back in, but they're all stuck in the middle of the site here, Cloud9. Not good post plants.
Very awkward after plant for them, especially now that the pressure from long is very real. It's only a deagle, though. Need him. Need that frag. Hobbit lives to tell the tale. Zeppa has to take some initiative here. Finds the frag. Now punted down, and Shiro can't hit the shot necessary. Does half Zeppa's health. It's Axile. Can finish off the job. Deagles, scouts, good weapons for it, but Cloud9 have done enough.
Well, they walk away with that one. You can see just how sketchy it can look. That was all the initiative of Alex. They just decided to start blitzing out Cat. Took a lot of room early. And the Cloud9 comeback, it can start. Only one Deagle carried across. Gambit will have to take light pistol upgrade here at best. This is a nice shot here to slow them down. Just not enough, and you're right, Zeppa's initiative, he's had a very rough first half. Gets activated here in the second half, doesn't matter.
Here's a good one for you, Chad.
Is it a joke?
Well, it's a bite-size perspective shift.
Okay.
Continually looking for the meaning of life is like looking for the meaning of toast. Sometimes it's better just to eat the toast.
Yeah. I like toast.
I like Marmite on toast. Really have had that taken out of my diet recently.
I got you a toast the last time we were here. Where did that end up?
I left it in the hotel.
So someone in the hotel has it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's still in the room.
Complimentary toaster.
Maybe it's still in the same room.
It could be. They are going to be looking for info early, and yeah, a little bit more lackadaisical with that Mac 10 and bopping around. On the fly, smoke and molly from Alex. It doesn't look perfect.
He's just trying to bait a reaction there with that set of nades, isn't he? Huge gap. They just want to fight.
Nafny's actually in his smoke, so imagine if that didn't go well. There we are.
Boy.
Lovely jubbly. Inter's powerful position just as he wants to check the close side. Gets 2 to the belt buckle.
Have to deal with it, though.
It's a problem.
Okay.
And panic over. Cloud9 have handled business. 7 for them here on the T side, even getting the bomb down for an extra 300 for that plant. Quick cleanup from Zeppa.
He's got more kills in the last 2 rounds than he had in the entire first half. So Zeppa's here to play. He was lagging behind by leaps and bounds. Now he's caught up to his teammates. So activated indeed. And Zeppa on the T side with that AK-47 in hand can be a bit of a monster. We'll need his entry prowess here today. AWP out versus the scout of Esatag. It's a 4-man long lean. Zeppa just going to pick. He's actually going all the way out.
Oh, doesn't control the spray. He lost his vision. Nafny's flash just a little too much suppression for him to find the bullets. And we're off to middle. Great flash.
Oh,
Floppy.
too early.
Second too early indeed. And the flash was right in front of his face as well. Just a little bumpy in execution there. A little too much rough, not enough smooth. They've lost a man. They didn't need to. Could say that twice. Zeppa losing his duel on long. And now Cloud9's hopes and dreams mantle onto 3 of them.
It is a bit of a bonus situation, right? There's still these Galils and the Scout. They'll be able to buy next round. So name of the game for Cloud9 here is see if you can get that bomb down and keep it costly. A kill or 2, that's going to be great. They can still make this one difficult for Gambit. Smoke on out towards bridge. Elevator smoke as well will force Shiro back, and you can see he doesn't want to look into that whatsoever. Such a passive line he's been forced onto. Still finds one. Shiro's great.
Always good for one. Pop flash, so brutal. And Mezzi, yeah, too many targets, too little time. Gambit 12 on the defense. Now, as you said, it was a bonus, but the fact that the CTs don't have to reinvest into anything, Chad, does definitely have a foreboding feeling about it.
Yeah, so let's take a look at what Cloud9 could do with their buy here, because Nafny, as he's come around the corner, second flash lands. Good enough there. So we can get the buy out. There can be the AWP for Esatag, AKs for the rest of them. They've really made this one work, Cloud9. Penny pinching over there. Esatag's looking for a long pick. Flash is good. They're already crossed towards pit. The molly's just missed, but he hasn't seen that. So the info is 2 mollies long. Operating with that, Alex doesn't try and spur them forward like in the previous. Just going to really put the brakes on this time round. Zeppa through lower dark. Floppy's heading back over. The bomb as well on the back of Esatag. Still players lumping down nades in towards the long bedroom.
Yeah, and they've actually just swapped Inters out. He was all the way at long throwing his incendiary. Now he's over here on B. So they're happy to have the double rifle B hold. Zeppa trying to make this feel like short's been lost, and as far as Shiro knows, it could be 3 bodies just around the corner.
That molly is great though. It means he can stay posted here. They have to use another flash to push him back.
Exile. Haven't seen this angle from him before. He's been very effective on long.
Oh, I hate late long. Late long for tees. It's always a death trap.
Yeah, especially with the complete absence of info. Think better of it. 45. Cloud9 need to find a way in. And a flash onto Shiro seems to be the plan. Alex holding it. He knows, though. He's not even going to give him a chance. Nade.
30 seconds
flash
now.
slows the setup. They got 3 on A. They're in the right place, and Shiro ready to play. This is what he waits for. This is what he wakes up for. A takes 20 seconds. All I have to do is deny. And
they've got set mollies behind this Cloud9.
We've seen this execute before. It can work, but 14 seconds, lads.
No time for this.
You just don't have the time. Esatag's got the bomb. 10. All Hobbit has to do is pull the trigger. He unloads. Someone plant. Someone plant. Just in time. Zeppa punches in the digits. It's got some style to it, I suppose. Exasperated now for the retake. Floppy has to win this duel. Nafany's so good despite the level change. He confirms it. Man, disadvantage now for Cloud9, trying to rock the boat. Alex so mobile, doesn't connect the bullets, and just like that, the round falls apart. Gosh. Chad, you got a couple of words to summarize what we just witnessed?
You only get away with that execute once. I think once you've used a play like that before, and especially if you try and rock it that late within a round, it's hard to pay off, right?
It loses a lot of its pizzazz, dude, when you've got 10 seconds, I know you're committing A, and I can sit Goose to deny the plant.
Yeah, we have seen that before out of Cloud9, right? And it has worked. It's a good execute. It's one of these pocket strats that we talk about. But if the other team has pushed you down to those final few seconds and you have to run it, it just looks desperate, right? You want to run it with enough time to be able to pull it off and stick the landing and go, ta-da, look how beautiful this is. You have to think we're going to do it again. Now that it doesn't work, well, that's one of Cloud9's weapons being taken away. And we'll just be back down to these pistols, and Gambit are looking good to close this one out quickly.
Oh, lordy. Yeah. Early casualties for these Deagles. And they keep going. Cloud9 doing us all a favor for a quick one, it seems. Not going to be looking to waste any time. It's over already before it even begins. And they recover all their nades as well. So very little cash pulled out in that eco.
See this right here? This is the nightmare. There's only one player with the long spawn, right? When you're on this map, you want to have, you know, at least a few of your players with a decent-ish long spawn close enough to open that avenue. Right now, Alex can't even call that. He can say, yeah, let's go long. Can you guys flash for me? And hopefully I make it. Like, the bodies are going to be a little bit lagged behind him, right? So making those calls becomes even harder when the spawns aren't falling in your favor. 3-3. 24 for Axial, 21 for Nafany, and I think that really just tells the story, because on the other side, nobody for Cloud9 is popping off. You can just see it right here quite clearly. It's not always about the frags, but when there's a disparity like this, the rounds add up. 107 and 106 ADR respectively. Bit of a game from those two. Estag hasn't purchased in yet. Can go for the glass cannon AWP with a flash on his side. Buy for Gambit is great. They have an AK, 3 M4s. We're back underway. Plenty of defuse kits here. Hasn't gone for the glass cannon. Estag's opted for utility, so he's spamming that AK down mid as Alex rushes long. Here we go. It's all in.
Here it goes, and there goes Alex. No one in support, Chad. You painted the picture. We witness it live. He's gone. Held at bay by Gambit. It's a good setup.
Have to go B now. You can see the rotations far away. Still in spawn is Nafany. And they're all in tunnels, so they've regrouped. This nade could be the go, could force Cloud9 forward.
He's got himself up.
He's hearing this.
Yeah, and he is set for one. Quickly traded, lightning fast trade from Zeppa. And if they can get their util down... Oh wait, there's a smoke. It is blossomed, and no one falls to the initial spray. Cloud9 have a big...
Two-man flank from tunnels.
A huge opportunity. And Nafany even considering a smoke for tons. That would be interesting. Have his team set up through it. He opts for bricks. That will completely nullify Zeppa.
Oh, that's naughty.
What's he supposed to do? Plays in front of it.
Trying to one-way over.
Trying to anti-flash as best he can. Tunnels is such a threat. Oh, big spray from Estag. He connects. Another reveals his presence, but Mezzy with some aggression needed another. Nafany denies it again with the clutch. The in-game leader from Gambit continues to cause chaos. He steals the 15th.
What a pivot there. What an absolute pivot. All that action at long, they figure instead of the long rotation, let's just go through T-spawn.
You smart cookie, smoking bricks.
Cuts the legs out from under and then, doesn't he? This is a really good trade, right? Like, Inters gets one, you feel like he's going to get away, forced to fight, but Zeppa immediately on with this trade. Lightning fast. That's a pre-fire right there. And Nafany does all the work in the 1-on-2.
So ready.
Well, this is it, the last-ditch attempt.
Tag exchange. Estag makes his scout sing. Shiro operating at 60.
Setting up for a mid to B by the looks. Close short, clear.
Now, if they were to try and do it again, these A smokes try and have a little more time on the clock for it. Zeppa going for a mid-explode.
Creeping out behind that molly. Nobody heard that, though.
Yeah, true. Floppy tested now. Now let's jiggle back. It's an easy frag for Inters just at the perfect time. Now they can focus all of their attention. It's too easy. Zeppa's found one. Just Shiro now on the site. They have to find him.
Angle.
He's so set up for success, and he doesn't miss. Zeppa really goes down, and now it's all on to him. Gambit, one frag away from closing this series out. Zeppa for an ace clutch. And they're pushing in from multiple points of contact. It's baited perfectly. They're looking the wrong way. Gambit will send Cloud9 back into the doldrums. Another 0-2. First Na'Vi, now Gambit, the CIS. Just proving too tall of an order.